What are some little known relationship green flags? The ability to coexist in very companionable silence. The person makes time for you. Whether it's a romantic relationship or a friendship, people will always find a way to make time for those they care about. Let's say I'm super busy with my day. I can find 10 seconds to respond to your text. I have to eat a meal at some point, so even if I'm super pressed, I can invite you to have a meal with me at restaurant, at a fast food place, at someone's home. I can call you when I'm driving in my car. It baffles me when people say I was too busy. Too busy to what? You mean you couldn't spare 10 seconds from your day to try to nourish your relationship with the other person? We all know you were on your phone while pooping. You could have texted then. That really hits me hard. I was in a kind of relationship that's been going on for 8 months. She's the love of my life and she just never made time for me. It was always me who wrote long text messages when we couldn't see each other, etc. We wanted to give the relationship a chance after the moving to another city, but she dumped me up like 8x. One day I just stopped writing her and after 2 weeks, she kinda noticed it. She wouldn't want to talk with me what's wrong and was insulting me when I told her that she needs to give me more attention. It felt like a horrible person for loving such a person so much. I just hope that it gets better. Being able to emotionally connect even after an argument. Absolutely. During the beginning of our relationship, whenever my partner and I would argue, he would try to hold my hand, rub my arm, or hug me as we talk. When I'm wound up, I feel like I need space to think, like physical space. So I would always push him away. We'd always get to a point in our arguments when he would just shut down or walk out of the apartment. And I couldn't figure out why. I thought that he just didn't care enough to talk these things out with me. Finally, I learned that the physical touch is a big part of his love language. And that was what he needed during after our fights to feel emotionally connected with me. Since then, when one of us gets upset, we hold hands and talk things out. It's a weird small thing that's made a huge difference in our relationship. Honesty, genuine interest in each other's hobbies. Don't have to do them, but at least support it. Strong communication. You feel like you're hanging out with your best friend, except you wanna smash. You don't feel like they're playing games. Communication is direct, and you don't feel too nervous about what you should or shouldn't do or say. And you're not worried about what they do or don't do or say. Some butterflies is normal, of course. Cheesy, but true. Communication in a relationship is like a cell phone service. Lose it and you start playing games or searching for a better provider or start indulging in the neighbor's Wi-Fi. No matter how angry you are at one another, you will still go out of your way or they go out of their way to help. I'll be weak pissed, but I'll angrily make my wife her favorite dinner, even though I don't want to eat. No matter how angry we are at one another, usually only lasts a short period of time, we will never sabotage or try to teach them a lesson. Many times, it ends up being both apologizing to one another. Arguing and getting angry is just part of a relationship and unavoidable. It is how you deal with it that sets it apart from a healthy relationship versus a bad one. I remember the time I was pissed at my significant other, and then she accidentally spilled some sauce on her lap, and I angrily helped her clean it up with my hanky. When your significant other takes criticism from you seriously without immediately trying to turn it back on you. If the converse is also true, you two stand a great chance of going the distance. I think it is important to realize that this is where you can be out the gate, or it's somewhere you can get to. My wife reacts very poorly to criticism, not because she can't stand to have flaws in her behavior pointed out, but because she feels that when I criticize her actions, I'm telling her that she's garbage, and in a day or two, I'll be telling her to move out. That's a direct effect of her upbringing. And what's important is that she recognizes the issue for what it is, and we talk about it. It's made us so much better. Listening to you and remembering the things you've said. Back when me and my boyfriend started dating, he'd sometimes bring up things that I've said before. Example, my favorite foods, candies, etc. made me super happy and could tell he genuinely cared. Non-sexual compliments. You taste good. You smell different when you're awake. Laughter. And also, I've been with my partner for 40 years this month, and I still smile when I see him across the room. He still makes me laugh, and my heart soars when I think of him. Awesome, and congratulations to you both. Been with my wife almost 10 years now, and she always tells me how she loves that I make her laugh. At least once every day. I hope she still says the same things 30 years from now. If it's a chore you both hate, you do it together. My late husband and I both hated folding laundry, but it had to be done, so we always did it together. Made the chore less of a pain. Your partner does things for you without asking and remembers little details. For example, I like eating with a fruit fork, the smaller version of the dinner fork. I actually googled that since our family calls them the little fork slow. Anyway, my partner remembers this and will grab it for me when we're dishing up food. Another good one is they make you feel appreciated. I've told this story before, but a week or two into dating my boyfriend, I was driving to work and one of the wheels fell off my car on the highway. I pulled over to the side of the road and called my boss and a tow truck, and then texted my new beau just for comfort. He asked where on the highway I was and said he'd be right there without hesitating. When he showed up and ran across the busy highway and scooped me up into a hug, I felt so loved and safe and thought, oh, this could be the one. If she shows equal interest in hanging out with you, if it feels like you're dragging them into going on a date, they're really not into you, no matter what they may say. Besides, let's be honest, wouldn't you rather date someone who is as excited and interested in seeing you and you are in seeing them? Exactly this. I've instantly lost attraction to a few girls because they were just so fake in terms of interest. People can act all they want, but their interest in hanging out is a clear way to tell if they really care. Came home from working a 12-hour shift one night to a full dinner with my favorite dessert. Never had a girlfriend just decide to cook me a full meal for me to come home to like that. When you never have to question the whereabouts and you get that safe feeling. A lot of couples I know have tracking devices on their phone. How do you live like that? Edit. I see a lot of replies saying they do it for safety, convenience, or whatever. But in my opinion, at least one of the people in those relationships has control issues, at the very least. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I can see some benefits if someone's got a long commute or travels a lot. I've never shared my location with anyone permanently, but I always share my location when driving to visit family, for example. It lets them see where I am so they can plan for my arrival without distracting me while driving. So long as it's voluntary, I don't think it's a problem. Wanting to know where your partner is at all times is a definite red flag, but wanting your partner to always be able to know where you are definitely isn't. Genuine support in your life goals, even if that means you two will have to go long distance for a while, or will have to have a conflicting work schedule, or it will make your relationship harder in some way. If they love you and want you to be happy, they will be genuinely interested in what you want to do and will try to support you to do that in whatever way they can. They won't hold you back in any way. This is something me and my significant other have been facing something similar to this recently. He's just graduated and is looking for a job. As much as I want him to stay close by, so we don't have to do long distance for any more time than we have to, I'm going home for the summer. But if he gets a job the other side of the country, I won't stop him, and as long as I'm around, I'll help him pack up. My ex would tease me a lot and would tease me in front of his family. He would say things like, "Oh, she changed her outfit 3 times because she thought you guys would judge her." Or, "She didn't really want to come over, but I convinced her." He would be laughing and joking, but these things would be the truth. When I was going to meet my current boyfriend's family, I was really nervous. In the car, I said, "Please don't tell them how nervous I am. It's embarrassing." He looked at me in shock and said, "I am on your side. Why would I tell them that?" And it was like a freaking light bulb. Love this guy. Calling, texting just to see how you're doing, even if they don't need anything. When you like the person that you become when you're with them, everyone projects a different version of themselves around different people. And if you don't like who you become when you're with someone, it's probably not going to be the healthiest relationship. Your significant other should bring out the best in you. Telling the little details about your day. There is something really precious about that, and you feel in tune with the other person. Being able to complain about not pooping all day is great, or pointing out a sore spot, or texting him just to tell him I stubbed my toe. He's the first person I think of when anything happens. I want to tell him, and he lets me and does the same. That's, to me, is a great green flag. If you two are able to compromise. If they treat waiters, waitresses respectfully. Edit, of course, this alone isn't going to determine if they're a good person, just like any other green flag. It's simply one thing to pick up on that could be an indication. Share your green flags in the comments. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.